Welcome everybody to the season 5 premiere of Van Helsing here on ComicCon Radio. We have these beautiful people here today for this wonderful cast interview. We're going to go over a lot of questions, a lot of cliffhangers that haven't been answered, orange dust, Dracula, all sorts of crazy stuff. I'm a nerd about the show, so I know everything, kind of. So I'm going to ask some crazy stuff. We have the showrunner here, the boss of the show, Jonathan Lloyd Walker, so we can squeeze him a little bit. But I want to go ahead and present everybody today. So from the top, let's present, of course, again, Jonathan Lloyd Walker, the showrunner. Hello. There you go.
Hello.
Next up, we have Tricia Helfer, which is Dracula. Ooh.
Hello.
Next, we have Jonathan Scarfe, which is Axel Miller.
Hi there.
Lovely smile. Next, we have Aleks Paunovic, my main man. There's a smile. No waves? Okay.
Man.
Next, we have Nicole Munoz. Where's Nicole? There you go. Everybody switched around. Keeya King.
Hey.
Hey. Jesse Stanley. Yay.
Hey.
And last but not least, Jennifer Cheon Garcia. Hey, guys. So welcome to ComicCon Radio, to the season 5. We don't want to call it finale. We want to call it season premiere cast interview. I know a lot of fans are sad because of all the news that's out there. But you know what? You guys are lucky because you guys are able to end this series in a way where you get to write it all out, answer the questions, make sure the fans get everything and all of that. I know season 3 ended a few years ago and everybody was nervous about it, but you guys went through the pandemic. Now we're at season 5. Jonathan, ending a series or even extending a series this long, it must take a lot of know-how and going back and forth with writers and doing so much. And I like speaking with showrunners about these things because I want to know the intricacy of what goes through your mind when you're coming into a season 5 of a series.
I think at the end of the day, I mean, first of all, a huge thank you to Sci-Fi to let us tell our story to a conclusion. So many fans get caught up in shows that don't get to leave on a cliffhanger. And I'm very thankful for all of us that we got a chance to tell the story to its conclusion. I think what you do, you look at what's working about the show and you try and figure out how to weave stories that you can bring to a really satisfying conclusion. And we worked really hard in the writer's room to figure out how to pay off a lot of things, not just that we set up in season 4, but that we set up all the way back in season 1. And they weren't necessarily things that we knew for sure we were going to do. We had rough ideas of some things, like, for instance, that this season was really going to be about confronting Dracula and figuring out how that's going to play. But we just wanted to try and give a satisfying journey so that if somebody went back and watched the whole thing over again, they'd be like, oh, wow, in season 1, they kind of set that up. And in season 2, there was a hint about that thing that was coming in season 5, to just give it a symmetry. And so I'm very happy that that's what we were able to do. And all of the people that are here, had an amazing journey on our show and really helped us to land it in a way I think that the audience are going to be super happy with.
Wow, they're already getting exciting right now. Everybody watching this right now is just like shaking in their pants. I can feel it because all these like comments are probably pouring in on the thousands. And believe it or not, they are. Okay, believe it or not. So with that, there was a duo during the entire season or series called Ivory and Scab, and they became fan favorites. They are still fan favorites, but that whole thing played out so, devilishly, very scary. We have one of the duos here, Jennifer. Jennifer, how is it playing Ivory and that whole, roller coaster ride from season 1 to now?
Oh man, it's been such an amazing experience. Honestly, I've learned so much from this experience, and I got to meet all of these beautiful people that you see here. But it was such, like, I mean, just being able to get up every day and see your buddies and create a story and, everyone's artistic collaboration come together. It was really awesome to be a part of that.
Wonderful. That's amazing. another person in the series that's been there since day one is a gentleman named Axel Miller, and he is a tremendous fan favorite. And I say fan favorite because he's been rocking from day one, the Protector, and now going into season 5. We don't know what's going to happen. And season 4 left so wild and cliffhangers and all these things. And he's angry, he's not angry. What's going on, Jonathan, with you and your character and your whole experience with Van Helsing?
I think with Julius and I just spent like about the rest of the 13 episodes in a cuddle puddle. That's where we left off, right? It's well, you have to tune in and see. You know, what use does Axel find for himself to help get our gang towards the conclusion?
If I'm ever going to go out, I'm going out in a cuddle puddle with Jonathan. So
that's right. Go ahead and go.
Spoiler alert.
And spoiler alert, they're both here, so clearly they didn't die at the end of season 4.
That cuddle puddle crew of yours, Aleks, that's pretty wild. They actually, they're cool, man. They go and they support you really tremendously. So being Julius and the cuddle puddle master, how is that for you, Aleks?
Oh my God.
What's it like to be you, Aleks?
That's on my tombstone. Oh my God. The fans have just been absolutely amazing, a part of the show, and they've formed their own community and their own friendships, and they do like a bunch of Zoom calls a bunch of times and watch the show. It's just been absolutely unreal to have such a solid fan base and people that really not only enjoy the show but enjoy the people that are in the show.
Well, you know what? You went from a scary vampire to a loving guy on the series, and we'll see where it goes from here forward. I'm not gonna press you on season 5. I'm like trembling inside. I'm like, I gotta ask, but I'm like, no, I can't. There's, it's not good. We can't. We gotta be part of the cuddle puddle and not part of the kicked out puddle, right? Is that true?
Right. Yeah, that's right.
So next up, we have Dracula herself, Tricia. Now, being called Dracula is pretty wild. You forever you are Dracula. How does it feel when you got that part as the most iconic what do you say, antagonist, creature, apocalyptic killer, the Dracula herself?
It was simultaneously terrifying and completely giddy inducing. I mean, the fact that you just playing a female Dracula, it's so much fun, but also really kind of terrifying thinking about how many people have played this such iconic role, and to go in and try and make it my own, but fit in with the tone of the show, and just hope that the fans were receptive to kind of, a change on this iconic character.
Well, you played really well, and why not a female, right? Why not? Because you're strong and you're powerful, and you can lure more people in and then just suck all their blood out and throw them on, throw them down a little well. There you go. But you know what? You had some help, right? You had this evil lady called the Oracle to help you out, and everybody loves to hate her, loves her. I don't know. We get these comments all the time, and we're like, we don't know. We're not the showrunner. Why don't you go ask Jonathan? But how about you, Jesse? How is it being the Oracle and being that person that brought Dracula out and the evilest person on Van Helsing next to her?
It's really fun to play bad. Like, it's so fun. And I don't know if Jonathan has mentioned this, but I was brought on at the end of season 2, just as a day player, just for a one-off episode, and sort of decided to go quite bold with my choice. And and Jonathan Scarfe was directing that episode, and I was totally blind with these contact lenses in. We were around a giant fire pit, and I couldn't see anything, like literally had a minder who would take me from the green room to on set, and I'd just be like, I don't know where Dimitri is, I don't know where I'm looking, like didn't have an eye line, and just kind of winged it that night, and then was like, all right, well, that was fun, and said goodbye basically, and then miraculously got brought back for the next season. And then the writers and the producers just sort of allowed this character to grow in a way that I had no expectations for and was so delighted by. So it's just been so fun and such a great ride. And in answer to your question, like playing a baddie is I think it's way more fun than playing a goodie.
Well, you three should know. Tricia, Jen, and yourself should know that really well. The naughty ladies of Van Helsing. But we got to respond to the duo.
Stella,
Laurel and Hart. I don't know. We got to call them something cool though. Something cool. They're cool. So it's we have you, Keeya, and we have Nicole. So Nicole, you play Jack, and Jack is gone through a lot as well in the series, and from where it started to where it's going now. How is it playing that character, and what do you feel where the character is going to be going in season 5? You don't have to give me too much, but just a little bit.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Playing Jack has been quite the honor. She taught me strength and confidence, and she's a character that I admire. So being able to play that every day was kind of a blessing, and it allowed me to grow as a person at the same time. And then it, like you said, Jen, like lets you meet all these incredible cast members. And I mean, I got to be sisters with Keeya, which has been quite the blessing. I think we learned a lot from each other, and I'm really thankful that I got to do that with you. And season 5 for Jack, I mean, brings Jack and myself quite far away from home. So that was also quite a blessing. And I mean, getting to do that was so much fun, and not something I thought was on the board or even a possibility or even like a dream when I first booked Jack. I did not know we were going to be going all the way there, but we did. And that's something that was like on my dream board. So Jack was quite literally a dream character for me.
I hear a lot of emotion in your voice. Was it very emotional for you?
Yeah, I mean, I miss everybody. To see everybody on the Zoom call right now is quite nice.
It's nice to see everyone. That's cool. Everybody's so cool with each other and loving. And that's what I like to see. When I see casts, and I do a lot of these, when they're this loving, that means that they pour their heart out for the series, and it's going to show. And it's just going to excite people even more. And I can't wait for them to see this and to see season 5. Last but not least, we have Violet Van Helsing, which is Keeya King. Keeya, you are Violet Van Helsing, and you came on a little bit later in the series, but you stand out like you've been there since day one. How is it being Violet Van Helsing on this series?
I think Nicole put it so beautifully. Being able to play these characters has taught us to grow, to stretch, to also just meet a really beautiful family and learn and work with each other. And playing Violet has been such an amazing experience, and I'm just so sad to see this series go. But honestly, we've had such a blast, and I know the fans are gonna love this season. It's gonna be amazing, and now I got a whole group of people to love and call on. So yeah.
Well, that's the thing, I know they announced that the series is going to be ending after season 5, but they have so much to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? The fans have the entire season 5 to see. They can go watch all the reruns of every season to catch up. The season premiere is coming up. It's right around the corner, or it's aired already. So if you're watching this, you've already watched it. And I hope you like it. And I think it's amazing. But here's the thing. What do you want to give as a message to the fans about the series? Because, you know, they are watching to finish. They're not watching to hope for another season. They're watching to finish. It's done. What kind of hope can we give, Jonathan Walker, to the fans when they watch this?
I think that fans can take a lot of comfort in the idea that the characters that they invested in from the beginning that are still a part of the show, and the new characters that have come into the storyline in the past couple of seasons, are all going to really bring us to, I think, a place of completion. They're going to bring this story full circle, like I said at the beginning. I'm very happy that we got the opportunity to, you know, tell the story, because this is the thing, the whole idea of a female Van Helsing or a female Dracula and bringing our Van Helsings into a confrontation with her was an idea that was seeded at the very beginning, very, very early on. We thought that that was what we wanted to do. So to get to do that, and in our story to figure out how complicated the relationship is between the Van Helsings and Dracula, and that in some ways they're very intertwined and have been for a very long period of history, I think that's really going to be exciting for the audience to see how that plays out.
Wow. Well, that's exciting to hear. And I know everyone was waiting really patiently for the season. You know, news outlets were waiting and the fans were waiting. And, you know, during the pandemic, everyone has nothing to do but to watch things, right? To watch television, watch movies. So I hope they caught up, and I hope they're ready for this, and it's going to be happening. And here's the thing. I want Cheon Garcia to ask one of her castmates a question. I want you to ask anyone that you pick in this cast, what did it feel to be in a scene with you in season 5?
Oh. Please
I thought you were going to get the question. We didn't get to work together. Jonathan, I'm going to punch you for that.
Oh, man. Okay. Who should I ask? Who's going to say something nice? Nicole.
Yes. Okay.
How was it like? There might be a cash prize. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. I'll be very, very nice.
I mean, I'm gonna go away now.
No, being in a scene with you is always really nice, and it's always very fun, and you always have really good ideas, and you come like very prepared. And I love that we always like workshop something beforehand that not necessarily was in the script that we can put on camera to really add importance to our relationship that we had, Jack and Ivory. So I appreciate that you cared so much about that relationship.
Wow. Wow, how nice. And I asked that because I want to see the cast interact with each other, because, you know, I'm gonna have some cool questions, but I like you guys talking about each other and seeing that camaraderie. So here's the thing. Who here believes in vampires by a show of hands?
I believe in the metaphor.
You believe in the metaphor?
I believe in the metaphor. I believe that there are like energies out there that like can suck the life out of you.
So,
you know?
Very well put.
Very well put. You know, being in an almost apocalyptic type of situation with COVID, it kind of like spooks people out. So I think with Van Helsing coming for a season 5 and everything that's been happening, it's kind of, I think it's going to give a very intense feeling to the fans. Jonathan, Scarfe, what do you think? Do you think the fans are going to be more intensified because they just came through an almost apocalyptic situation?
Oh, sure. I mean, you know, everybody's been having this horrible time of, you know, dealing with isolation and angst. And, you know, just particularly at the beginning of the shutdown when, you know, we all ran out of toilet paper, man. You know, there was an emergency. Nobody'd been through that before. You know, look at each other, what they're going to do. But, you know, I mean, how that relates to the show, sure, of course. I think there was, you know, I think the initial fear of, you know, however bad this has all been for everybody, initially, I think everyone was afraid that it was going to be much, much worse. And so it does put things like post-apocalyptic, near future America, or, you know, North America, whatever you want to call it, in a different perspective.
To watch.
Definitely.
get their mindset into it, right?
Yeah.
Wrap your mind, because it's more believable now, right? A lot of people can say, there might be vampires because, you know, I believe in this. I was isolated, and, you know, now I'm watching this series that's almost about isolation and survival and all of that. So,
and who are you going to be able to count on to find you some toilet paper?
There
when
you
push
go.
comes to shove.
Axel.
Axel.
So, Aleks P, I got to ask you a question.
Yo.
Are you a practical joker?
Nope.
No,
Nonsense.
I heard you are. And the wildest thing you've done on set during
I consider myself I'm a very serious actor, and I actually
method is the pill on set. Nobody can, not allowed to look him in the eye, not allowed to call him outside of his character name.
It's true. I can't even believe you guys are looking at me on the Zoom call. I'll have a word with you later.
It was a great character until the DVD commentary.
I love. I mean, Jen Kaminsky was the head of our makeup. Her and I were going back and forth quite a bit, actually, through the whole show, and also with Walker. I loved. We did when Jonathan became the showrunner. I got a bunch of face cutouts of Jonathan Walker's face for everyone to walk around the set with, and I thought it was just going to be a one-day thing, but it happened to be, I think for 2 years it happened or something.
They haunted me. They were everywhere all the time.
I remember you saying that.
That's true.
I remember you saying that in an interview. I also remember them bothering you and calling you after every episode saying, we think we're going to cut out Julius from the next episode.
Well, that was Neil Abute, who wanted to kill me all the time. And then Walker always made. Sorry, one sec. Somebody's trying to call me here. Not cool.
Very popular, man.
We'll pause. Let's pause that because it's video. There we go.
Somebody just tried calling me. I think it was Walker.
Thank God for that.
Walker always changed the back of my name on my chair, like almost every episode, to the most ridiculous last names, and so there was a bunch of practical jokes happening for sure.
Okay, that's cool. Well, we won't go into it deeply, but let the fans imagine what might be happening on set there, or what was happening on set. Now, cliffhanger.
Remember, something to do with a prison cell and a Mars bar.
That was a good. That was a good one. I like. Scarfe was you were directing that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a prison scene in the toilet, and I threw a Mars bar in the toilet for everyone for the crew to see.
That must have been so funny. Hey, man, you guys seem like you had so much fun shooting this. Now let's get into some cliffhangers here, and I gotta ask you guys, Tricia, a cliffhanger that you think has been or needs to be answered in season 5. Not that has been, but you think needs to be or should be.
Oh, I'm the worst person to ask that because I'm the newest person on the show. A cliffhanger. I can't answer that. I have no idea.
Okay. Let's.
You had a bit of a cliffhanger.
Well, Jonathan's gonna know all the answers. I can't go to him all the time. So, how about you, Keeya? Any cliffhangers you think that should have been answered?
Oh no, not here.
I love watching you guys squirm. This is great.
Everybody's nervous. Come on.
Galaxy, that's your move. You always try to get a little bit more than you deserve. Come on, man.
All right. We'll stop that. Well, you know what? I know a cliffhanger. The orange dust. Who can help me with that? That's something that everybody wants to know about. Just someone raise your hand and that feels comfortable about answering that. Jonathan?
Alex?
Yeah, you go. You do it. You got dusted with it. You talk about it.
Me?
Magic dust.
It's just magic dust, man.
Madly in love with Axel.
And everybody's talking about that everywhere. The orange dust. That's a big.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something about the orange dust because it actually, as some of the fans know, we obviously got interrupted shooting season 5 because of COVID. We had shot our first 3 episodes in Eastern Europe, and we were planning on coming back and continuing shooting the season here in North America, and COVID happened. And what we realized was something we set up at the end of season 4 was something that was going to help us with season 5, which was the idea that that orange dust has become airborne and is everywhere, and no one knows when a storm of it is going to blow in or blow out, and it increases the level of paranoia for all the human survivors, because now they don't have to worry just about vampires. They also have to worry about this toxic orange dust that could kill them. So that helped us a lot in terms of, you know, the realities of shooting a show during COVID, of having to have a limited number of cast, a limited number of extras, and create a mood and a feeling of constant threat that was more than just vampires. And so the orange dust does play a thread through season 5 for sure.
All right. Well, that hopefully that answers.
Encouraged mask wearing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do they? How was it shooting during COVID? Did you guys film during COVID, during the peak of it, or how was it filming during that?
We actually, we were the very first show in North America to go back up after COVID. So, you know, I give a lot of credit to both our network and also our studio, Nomadic Pictures, who worked diligently in the several months while we were all locked down at home, trying to figure out how we could get back. And they had to convince everybody there was a plan, that we were going to keep everybody safe and figure out what those protocols were going to be. And so we got back to shooting at the end of June, and we were the only ones out there that had started back up. And the protocols were really solid and they worked really well. And we did, you know, we tested lots. We had lots of safety protocols on set. Nobody got sick. We were able to finish out our season. And we actually created a template that then was passed on to other shows. I had a lot of other showrunners that would call me and say, hey, we're looking to get back up and running and we don't know how to do it. Can you help us? And so I'm very proud of all the work that everybody put in to make sure we had a safe set, but also that we helped the industry in a way get back up and running through COVID.
I felt safer on set than I did really anywhere else.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool that you guys actually helped other shows. So this season 5 is like iconic because you guys helped other shows get through certain situations, and not only you're there for the fans, because the fans want to know. A lot of them were commenting that they filmed during COVID and they were worried about everybody, and you know, they do worry when people dedicate that much time into a series. It becomes part of their life, so they think of everything. So when we get those questions, that means they're really thinking about it, because we're just, you know, we're who we are. You guys are the show. And they asked us, they're like, oh, how did it go for the actors? We're like, well, we'll bring that up. And that's amazing, because actually outstanding. And you guys went through it, and now you did season 5, and now it's on the air and it's playing. So that's great. Jesse, I have a question for you.
Sure.
What would you do to your character? What would you change about your character if you could change anything about it?
Like as an actor or as
like visually, your character, like the way she looks or acts, or you have to, you know.
I really would have loved to not have those nails.
And also see, be able to see.
Yeah, but I mean, if I was able to see, then I don't know. I feel like a bunch of my storyline wouldn't have come into being. So
that's how I got through That's how I got through the season. Is just that I was just blind through the whole thing. Thanks to Walker.
Oh, I thought it was tequila.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
that was me. That's how I got through this.
Yeah, that's right.
Or yeah, maybe I wouldn't have made the choice to have that voice.
Okay, that's
because
good.
It really was really hard on the throat after 3 seasons.
So you would actually do that voice yourself? It wasn't in post-production?
It was like augmented, I guess, afterwards a little bit, but not that much. It was pretty much my voice.
Listen, Jessie was incredible, because as she told that story before, that she came to do what was originally a very small part. She was supposed to be what we sometimes call in the writing room, it's a somewhat of disparaging term, but it's a signpost character, somebody who says, go that way. And that was sort of what she was supposed to be. And when she came on set and she brought this fully fleshed character that we hadn't even thought, to that length about how deep of a character it could be, literally all these ideas started sparking for us. And we're like, wow, this is a character we have to invest in. She did such a great job. And that voice was a big part of it. So
he seeks
I know
the elder, does he?
There you go. You just creeped me out. No, I was kidding. Well, that's good. There you go. Now you could go work on a cartoon as well. So now you're going to get another job from this.
Yeah,
keep it going. You don't know who's watching this. Somebody
exactly.
Somebody's watching. That's cool. Well, that's good. So your throat is hurting from that, but you're getting over it now.
Oh yeah, it was never actually that much of an issue. Just a bit of a scratchy throat after a long day.
Gotcha. That's cool. Jen Garcia, playing Ivory. What would you have changed with Ivory? Anything in all seasons?
No, nothing. I wouldn't change anything.
How about the time?
I loved how screwed up she was and evil she was, and that was so much fun to play. It was really therapeutic to play, actually, because you got to just be like and ugly and not have to care about anything and just be in that moment and bitter and twisted, and that was always very, 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 very fun. And and then I loved how they wrote her transition and then how she fell in love and how she was just slowly discovering herself as a woman and who she is in this new world. And I feel like it kind of mirrors being a woman, just growing up and figuring out who you are and getting through your 20s and things like that. So I can't think of anything that I would actually really change about it.
Scab pretty bad. Remember, I had you on the show a while back, and then you took Scab's manhood away. Would you have changed it from there?
I did. I have it.
You have it on your wall. It's next to your new black belt. Oh, by the way, congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you.
You're training videos all the time, and I know the fans really dig that. They watch your training and stuff. So you really are, a martial artist, and then you show that on screen. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been really awesome that they let me do that. I'm so excited. Whenever I saw a fight scene, I was like, yes.
And the rest of us are like, oh God.
And remember, Keeya.
You said Helsing, they threw down. It was so much fun fighting with them.
Keeya, do you remember our first fight scene?
Yes. Are you still mad at me after our first fight scene? I ended up.
You kicked my junk like 3 times.
Oh.
We're moving
that
so
in the
fast, I ended up
gymnasium?
kicking him in the balls. So.
I actually thought it was another practical joke those guys were putting on me.
That's pretty wild. So you guys, it seems like you guys had a lot of fun on set, which it's kind of cool to see, cast members in this kind of setting, because you feel the energy on and off set and things like that. And of course, we're answering many of the questions the fans out there want to know, but also more about you guys. Keeya, when you first heard that you were cast in Van Helsing, how did it feel?
I thought they was lying. It didn't make sense. I'm joking. No, I was very, I was just shocked. I was absolutely shocked. And then literally the next day I had to fly out to where they shoot Van Helsing. And I was like, is this really happening? Is this really happening? And then I met Nicole, and then I met Jonathan and the rest of the team. I thought, oh yeah, this is actually happening. And it's just been such a crazy, amazing experience.
Wow.
I have to jump in real quick, because she got the job, and then she came to set, and she had to do like 4 fight scenes. Wow. And a bunch of dialogue. First time meeting everybody, she had a huge plateful and she killed it. And I don't know anybody that would have a first day like that. And she came through the other side wonderfully. And she's just been, like, all the cast has been a joy to work. But Keeya just really she had a huge workload and she killed it.
I love you.
Literally.
How does it feel, Keeya, hearing that from Aleks?
It feels great because Aleks has been I feel like the relationship between Violet and Julius mimics the way Aleks and I move in the world. And as I said earlier, I felt like I gained a family, people that I can call on just in life. And Aleks has been, this is literally my first ever project or series regular project. And Aleks sort of just helped me guide me and showed me how to move, how to talk, how to just exist in this space where you're asked to do so much work, but it's all super fun. And I'm so grateful for all the training, all the love, and all the support. So thank you so much, man.
Wow, there you go. Look at that. Look at all that love. Now let's get into something really gruesome. Jonathan Scarfe, I have a question for you. If there's a potential apocalypse, vampire or not, what would be the weapon of choice to dominate?
Oh gosh. I think a sailboat to flee. I think that would be the.
That's not what we want to hear.
That'd be my route.
No machine tanks.
No, I fell in love with that sawed-off shotgun. I think that thing was handy.
That thing's handy during an apocalypse. You would have that right
in your pocket. Clear out a hallway. I love that.
Alexi, sometimes because of course that Jonathan is multi-talented because he also directed a lot of the episodes of the show, and now I think when this is going to be broadcast, the audience will have already seen episode 1, so they've already seen not only what a great actor he is, but what a potent director he is, because that first episode is off the hook. It's fantastic. And so, he's a force on both sides of the camera, and I just wanted to tip my hat to him because the show looks fantastic, and a large part of that has been his contribution.
Wow. Nicole, if you can go back into filming season 5, what's 3 memorable scenes that you could think of?
One of them would be this very complicated, so many people stunt fight scene that we did in the courtyard with the drone. That was interesting. But I think the footage of that scene in particular is going to be pretty incredible. Another one for me would be 501, when I hop out of the portal and I run up the hill and I see a castle, and it's incredible, and it was incredible for me too. And then I know the VFX, like a second castle on top of that castle, so it looks even crazier than it did in real life, which is hard to imagine. And a third scene, something that I noticed in Slovakia was every time I had to eat something on camera, and I had to do that a lot, the food was actually really good, and it was very hard to stop.
Wow, there you go. So we got a little bit visual effects, a little bit of stunting, and a little bit of food, which is the 3 most coolest things on a set, right? Food is the most important thing on a set. I've heard that, because if you're not fed well, you're not doing a scene right.
You need that brain power.
Brain power is good. Tricia, if somebody came from the heavens and said, I will give you the powers of a vampire, would you take it?
No. I don't think I want immortal. I think most vampires have proven to be fairly flawed, and there's a sadness to them. No, I mean, it's a lot of fun to play for sure. But no, I don't think I would want that in real life.
You wouldn't want that. Who here, with your show of hands, would want a little bit of the vampire powers? You could keep the part a secret in your back of your mind. You don't have to tell us which part of it you would like. Nobody. Look at Jen. She's like, hell no.
Well, I don't want to stick around forever. Definitely don't want to do that.
No sticking around forever.
I'm excited about preserving myself a bit. That I like. I'd like a little bit of some superpowers so that I could just be Batman and just go and
You can't
bad
choose
guys
what
away.
kind of vampire. You can't choose.
well,
Like,
if I could, but then
you're just making a superhero. That's all.
I can't pick and choose.
There you
I don't
go.
know.
Yeah, how do I cherry pick this so that I get to be
Hypothetical.
Wolverine?
Yeah, right. Get Wolverine for sure, John.
a little bit.
So how would you guys that's a fun answer, and I know that I actually thought about these answers, and I knew you guys were going to go that route, but I still got to ask it. These are like the top 100 questions asked from fans, so I got to ask it or else they're going to drive me crazy. But anyway, this is another one. How would you guys react? Because you guys are getting a lot of fans that are going to be like upset and sad, and they're going to message you and say, "Oh, you stopped my life because the show is gone." What would your answer be to that fan that's feeling that at that moment when the last episode of season 5 plays on the screen and they're like, what would you tell them?
It's gonna be okay.
Go outside, have some fun. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be okay. And tune in on Netflix when it airs again.
Well, you know what? It's been so much fun. I have a couple of more questions, and then I'm just going to go one by one to every person and have you say a message to the fans in the world out there, because, the more connection, the better. One question is, I know all of you guys work hard. I know that for a fact. I'm not going to, no judging, but who was the hardest working person on set that you were like, damn, that person needs to relax a little bit?
And I'll say that because listen, there's moments where he's literally directing an episode that he's in. So he's in front of the camera and he's like, okay, I'm rolling, action. Acting, doing a great job, and cut, and jumping back. And he was everywhere all the time. And that's a really remarkable skill, because every other actor that's here today knows how hard it is just to be in front of the camera. So to do both is crazy. So
totally agree. Agree 100%. 100%.
Yeah, I was gonna add to that. I was just like, I had not Liberty, but my introduction of Dracula was with Jonathan directing, and we'd worked together before, and not on this show, but I got to say, in Slovakia, I mean, he did all 3 episodes as one. We did it as one like gigantic movie, basically, and some extreme conditions and everything. And I just remember, like, I loved working with him because there was one scene, I can't say what it is because it hasn't happened yet. I think it's at the end of episode 2. And there's so much going on. There's so many extras. We're in this courtyard, and it's an integral moment. And Jonathan just, I was doing what I thought was, and he just comes up to me and he just acts it out. Do you remember this, Jonathan? And do this, and you're like, and I just had to copy what Jonathan did, because it was like, it was perfect. He's like, no more like video game or whatever. I can't remember what the terminology.
Video game.
Like a video game. Yeah, like a video game. And you're roar. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I love being directed by like actor directors, because they speak your language, but so invested in every single frame and shot and story of the whole project. So I agree with you, Jonathan Walker, that Jonathan Scarfe, you were the hardest working on the show.
Wow, there you go, Jonathan. Look at that. Everybody just hands down. 8 out of 10.
Blushing. Come on, everybody.
So what's one big thing that everyone can look out for this season that's going to wow them?
Well, I'll just start off because a lot of our fans always ask the question, where's Vanessa? And yes. I know that where we left her in season 4, stuck in the dark realm, not sure what's happened with her. We get a hint of her in episode 501 that establishes that she's going to become very pivotal to what is going to happen towards the end of the season in terms of how we're going to wrap it all up. Vanessa is part of the show. Kelly couldn't be here today to be part of this panel, and certainly, sent me a message to say that she was sorry that she couldn't be here for this. but sends a lot of love to the fans, and she is part of the show and part of the finale. And I think they'll be very satisfied that she's part of the journey.
That's really cool, because I was going to bring that up myself, but I wanted you to say, Jonathan, because I know she's part of the series and everybody's been waiting for her to come back. And I know, she had some personal things she was going through, and then finally she's back. And so fans, let me see your smiles out there. Oh, I see your smiles. I see all your pretty smiles. They're so happy they just heard that. But I wanted you to say, Jonathan, because, when it comes from you, it's supposed to be happening, right? Maybe. So far. Okay. All right, guys, gals, I'm going to go one by one. I know we don't have much time, but I'm going to ask you guys to give one amazing message to the fans out there before we head out. And if you haven't got the dish here, you're going to get all the dish in the huge 200-page Van Helsing feature we're doing in Spoiler Magazine. So it's 200 pages just about Van Helsing and Spoiler. It's going to be phenomenal because, and Aleks gets to be in it twice in a row, which is really look at that. All right, Jen, let's start with you because you're the closest square next to me. A shout out to the fans.
Oh, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in and keeping the show live. And I really, really hope you like what we serve for you. And see you around.
Oh, yeah. Tricia, how about yourself?
Yeah, just to reiterate what Jen said, just thank you for, not only accepting me and being as excited as I was to play, not as I was to play Dracula, but I'm just gonna start that over. Thank you for accepting me into this wonderful show and this wonderful group of people. I had an amazing time, and just and also to that patience with us to be going through COVID, and kudos to the production team of getting us going first, but patience on the fans' part of knowing that we had to be safe to go back and finish filming, and they're just going to be in for a wild ride for the finale season.
Wow. Awesome.
That was rambling.
Yeah.
Right.
Would you like to say season finale?
Season finale? What did I say?
You said finale season. Yeah, you can say that one more time.
It's all right.
Okay.
I do much better with other people's words than I
you did wonderful. You did wonderful, though. You did amazing. So don't worry. It's going to look nice at the end. Jesse, how about you?
Oh, I mean, echoing what both of the other women have said, just like, thanks so much for being such diehard fans. I didn't even know you guys existed until I was on the show, and it's been a privilege to sort of ride out my time on the show with you guys as supporters. And this is a gift. This season is a gift to you. It's like it has everything. And so we hope you enjoy it.
Wonderful. Nicole?
I would like to say thank you to everybody for being so supportive and for trusting the process and for accepting especially myself and Keeya as two new mini Van Helsings. And I really appreciate all the love everybody's poured into the show, and that's why we were able to do a 5th season. And I really hope by the end of this, everyone feels that their investment was worthwhile, because I'm really happy that I found all of you guys.
Wow, amazing. Jonathan, Scarfe?
To all the fans that have been watching the show from the beginning, thank you so much. We love you guys. We wouldn't have been able to have this crazy experience without you watching and supporting the show. So really appreciate you, and I hope you enjoy season 5.
Wow. Aleks?
Exactly what Jonathan just said. I mean, honestly, the fans, especially the social media presence that Van Helsing has garnered, and the communication that our cast and the fans have had, they have been nothing but amazing in reaching out and being fans of the show. And all the Helsingers are just number one in my books. And thank you so much for giving us an amazing 5 seasons.
Wonderful. Keeya?
Like everyone else already said so beautifully, thank you to all the fans for watching. This season is a gift for you, like Jesse said, and we know you'll enjoy it. Thank you.
And John, last but not least, Jonathan Walker.
Well, I'm reminded, to bring it all full circle, I'm reminded of a moment that happened for us at Comic-Con the last time we got to be there, and we got to do a panel, and we were sitting in the sales pavilion to do autographs. And there was a couple that walked up to the table, and I think Aleks will remember this because we sat next to each other, and they said, guys, we drove here like 12 hours to get to Comic-Con, and we've been waiting in line for like 6 hours to get in here just to meet you guys and to get you to sign a poster for us. And it was that moment where I thought, there's a diversity of fans all over the place that I didn't even know existed for the show. And I was so, it really touched me that they would make that amount of effort to be there for us, because we show up on their TV screens every week, and in some way that we're there for them. We've provided them with some level of entertainment or distraction from their lives. And to know that there's fans that have that kind of dedication and love for the show means the world to us. And we're very thankful that we could be a part of your world for 5 seasons. And thank you so much.
The team here at Comic-Con Radio and the lovely people here from the show Van Helsing, we say thank you for tuning in for another amazing show here at Comic-Con Radio. Make sure to check out the Spoiler Magazine feature with the team here of Van Helsing. Thank you all for coming. If you've missed any of the actors here and you didn't see them, it's all good. They bring you a lot of love and a lot of emotion. So catch the series, watch it right now. And if you can't bootleg it, just make sure to watch it. With everybody here, with me, Galaxy, and all the fans, Tricia Helfer, Jonathan Scarfe, Aleks Paunovic, Nicole Munoz, Keeya King, Jennifer Cheon Garcia, Jesse Stanley, and Jonathan Lloyd Walker. We are signing out. We got to blow kisses. Ready, guys? 3, 2, 1. Mwah! Brilliant. Watch Van Helsing, and peace.